Songs of Solomon. In our walk with God, when we get to a certain level, we will realize that there are two kinds of drawing. The things that I'm going to say today, some of us may not understand it, and it is not by any way. I'm not trying to downplay our intelligence. These are things of the spirit, and it is only the Lord that can help us to understand many things in the spirit. I pray the Lord will help us. Songs of Solomon, chapter 1. Without wasting our time, I'll just read a few verses, but my emphasis is chapter 3. I know we did chapter 1 and the first few verses some times ago. Said from verse 2, let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth. For your love is better than wine, because of the fragrance of your good ointment. Your name is ointment poured forth. Therefore the virgins love you. Draw me, and we will run after you. The king has brought me into his chambers. We will be glad and rejoice in you. We will remember your love more than wine. Rightly do they love you. I will just highlight a few points before we jump, without wasting our time, because we've done a little bit of teaching on the first two verses, if I'm not wrong. No, I think it was just verse 2 that we did then, and time would not allow us to go any further. My emphasis on reading verse 4. Verse 2, it said, let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth. And I remember I told us that the relationship that we are talking about is personal. Because you cannot kiss two people at a time. You can only kiss one at a time. That means the relationship that God is calling us to is one that is personal. Number 2 is one that is affectionate. And number 3 that I mentioned is that it is a relationship that is intimate. Personal, affectionate, and intimate. I don't want to go into that because we've done that before. Verse 4, it says, draw me away. Now, it is the Lord that is doing the drawing. He's drawing. He said, draw me away. But when he draws an individual, many people run. It is the next sentence is, we will run after you. He only draws one, but on the strength of that drawing, many people were able to run after him. The reason why many of our families will be liberated is because the Lord will draw one of us. One need to be drawn, and if he can successfully draw you, then many destinies will run after him. It then means that I don't want to waste too much time on that. Then we will also see, if we read it, I said, the king has brought me into his chambers. Then the next sentence, we will be glad and rejoice in you. Now, it is one that the king brought into his chamber. This is where we understand that relationship is intimate in nature, because for you to bring someone into your bedroom, it then means that the kind of relationship that you have with such a person is not casual anymore. The relationship has to be intimate in nature. And on the strength of that intimacy, many will be glad in the Lord. When you come out of that chamber, because you will radiate the glory of that one that you behold while you fellowship with him in that chamber. So you will come out with a fragrance that is not yours originally, that you rubbed on when you spend time with your lover in the chamber. It is on the strength of this fragrance that many will be made glad and they will rejoice. That means the joy and the gladness of many can be tied to one man that is being taken into the chambers. The reason why the people will run after him is not necessarily because he draws everyone. On the strength of one drawing, he will bring many to himself. Without wasting our time, I will jump to Songs of Solomon. There are many stations in our walk with God, our love affair with Jesus, that the book of Songs of Solomon tends to explain to us in a graphic way so that we can understand each of these stations when we get there and know how to interface with this station. Songs of Solomon, chapter 3. Can someone help us with verse 1 to 4? Songs of Solomon, chapter 3, from verse 1 to 4.
By the night on my bed, I sought him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. I will rise now and go about the city in the street, and in the broad way, I will seek him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. The watchman that goes about the city found me, to whom I said, saw you him whom my soul loveth. Verse 4. It was but a little that I passed from them, but I found him whom my soul loveth. I heard him and will not let him go until I had brought him into my mother's house and into the chambers of her that conceived me.
Thank you, sir. The journey started with this woman being drawn, which is symbolic of the church, you and I. This woman being drawn by the Lord. As a matter of fact, he said, let him kiss me. He started with that. That means the first move was made by the Lord. It was the desire of the Lord to approach this one, to visit her and kiss her with the kisses of his mouth, to draw her into his chamber, to make her to behold the wondrous things in his chamber. But that is not the end of the journey. That is the beginning. A time came in the experience of this woman that she realized that she could not find her lover again. The one that kissed her, the one that drawn her into the chamber could no longer be found. She said, by night on my bed, I sought the one I love. It was as though every night when she lay on her bed, the one whom she loved will walk into her room. And the fellowship, the intimacy, the journey of love will continue from where they start until this moment. She was at the same location. on her bed at night. It was like a perfect time for intimacy. Suddenly, she discovered that the one whom she loved could not be found. She said, by night on my bed, I sought the one I love. I sought him, but I did not find him. Then he said, don't forget that this was happening in the night. Then he said, I will rise now. He doesn't have to wait till the day. Now, there was something she tasted before that she could not afford to let go of. It doesn't matter if it is so dark out there. It doesn't matter the price that I need to pay to be able to get to the one whom I love. I will rise up now and I will find him. Initially, it was the lover, the beloved that came to kiss her. But this time, she decided to set on a journey to seek her love. She said, I will go about the city, in the street and in the squares. I will seek the one I love. She said, I sought him, but I did not find him. Verse 3, she said, the watchmen who go about the city found me. The watchmen, they found her. And then she asked them a question. Have you seen the one I love? And I was surprised that this watchman never gave her an answer. There was no response to the question that these watchmen were asked. They saw a woman that was so desperate looking for her beloved. A woman that suddenly looked like a widow on the street in the thick darkness. And the watchmen that were looking over the city do not even bother to respond to the quest of her heart. They never said they didn't know where her beloved was. There was just no response. And I could imagine how she felt when she realized that these people could not help her. I was wondering, why? You are watchmen. It then means that you know everything that is happening within the city. There is nothing hidden to your sight. You could fish out her beloved easily. Why would you remain silent and not help this daughter of Zion that is in search of her beloved? Then the Bible went further. Verse 4. She says, scarcely had I passed them when I found the one I love. It then means that there was no one available to help her. It was a lonely journey, a journey where she has to figure it out by herself. A journey where watchman could not come in to help. It is a journey that started with so much affection. It was so personal and intimate. How then do you expect the watchman to suddenly interrupt that kind of relationship? It is not a relationship that is open to the outside. Although when he kissed you with the kisses of his mouth, there were few that could be there. But in his chamber where the relationship was consummated, there was no one. How then would you expect the watchman to help in search of your beloved? Scarcely had I passed by them when I found the one I love. I held him and would not let him go until I had brought him to the house of my mother. and into the chamber of her who conceived me. I was expecting her to take her beloved back to that bed where she started the meditation waiting for him. But the moment she found her beloved, she chose to take him to a different location, not where the journey started, not on her bed anymore. She took him to the house of her mother, into the very chamber where her mother conceived her. That was where she took her beloved. Why the sudden change of location? What is the wisdom behind this choice of location? Why would she not go back to her bed where she started thinking about how to locate her beloved, or where she noticed that she could not find her beloved? She chose the chamber of her mother, the same place where she was conceived, the same place where her mother labored to give birth to her. She said, that is the place that I will take my beloved. It then means that she had tasted what it means to not have her beloved by her side. And if I can find him this time, I will do what it takes not to lose him again. I want to keep him forever, because I don't want to search in deep darkness again. I don't want to wander in the wilderness again, because my beloved is missing. And the strategy she adopts in order to keep her beloved is to take him to the chamber of her mother, to the very room where she was conceived. I know many of us are wondering, what is the meaning of this? I want to tell us that a time will come in our Christian journey. For some of us, the time has come. We do not even understand what is happening. Why does it seem so dark around me? Why does it look like everything is not the way it used to be? There was a time where everything was going so smooth, where I was enjoying the ride, the roller coaster. It was as though heaven was on earth. But suddenly, darkness fell upon me. Suddenly, I could not enjoy the depth of that intimacy, that fellowship that I had with him. What happened? Was it because of could it be that I've done something to annoy him? Could it be that I've offended him? Could it be that a sin is standing between me and him that caused him to depart without notice? You were like this woman lying on her bed at night, waiting for her beloved to come once again, like in the days of the past, that they may fellowship together in a place where no one can see them, where they can unveil the secret of their heart to each other, where they can behold the beauty and the glory of that relationship. Where is my beloved? She rose up in the dark. This time, beloved will not be the one to draw her. You will be the one to search for him and draw him. The reason why he left is because you have been too comfortable in your comfort zone. You have been too comfortable in yourself. You have been so used to lying on your bed, that comfort zone, waiting for him to come over and over and fellowship with you. You are not willing to take a step outside of your comfort zone in order to ensure that your relationship will continue to grow. If you want that relationship to be strengthened, to be stronger, you will rise up, even in the middle of the night, and begin to search for that one that you love. This is a journey that the watchmen cannot help with. The watchmen are like pastors that look over you. A time will come in your walk with God where your pastor will not be able to help you, where your prophet will not be able to help you. You will be the one to search him out in the deep darkness. And indeed, it is not that you are searching. He hid himself so that he can take you out of your comfort zone. Because the moment you step out of your comfort zone, the moment you realize that pastors cannot help at this phase, that prophet cannot spoon feed you any longer, he wants you to grow up. He wants you to step out of your comfort zone. The moment you realize that you've taken that step out of your comfort zone, he will reveal himself. This is the point where you will cherish the relationship, where you will place so much value on the relationship, where you will know that it is better to lose every other thing than to lose him. When this lady found her beloved, she didn't go back to the comfort zone anymore. She took her beloved to her mother's chamber, the same place where she was conceived. When you found him, you won't take him back to the comfort zone. You will take him to your mother's chamber, where you were given birth to. Remember, the Bible says that it is by grace that you are saved. Grace was the mother that labored in you, that give birth to you into this new life that we call born again Christian. When you found him, you will take him to that chamber again. It is in grace that you will be able to keep him. There is a location that he needs you to be perpetually with him, where he will no longer be found wanting, where he will no longer depart from you, a place where it will become suitable for both of you to grow in love, to get to know each other. That location is grace. And the reason why your mother had to go through that pain to give birth to you is because of love. Although it is painful, but there is a love at the back end of that labor pain, because the moment she brought forth that child, the joy canceled every pain that she went through. So the easiest place to keep your beloved is in that place of grace, where the love abounds forevermore, where there is nothing that can come between the unity that is between you and your beloved. The reason why that darkness is still there is because you have not set out of your comfort zone. You have not journeyed beyond your comfort zone. You are still comfortable with the normal things that are happening. Could it be because when he drawn you, many people ran after you? Could it be that when he took you to his chamber, many were rejoicing and they were glad? The applause of men has made you think that you have arrived. There is another drawing. There is yet another drawing. And this drawing will be done not by him, but by you. It is by this drawing that you will know that you truly place value on the relationship. It is by this drawing that you will know that you are not just with him to use him, but you are with him because you truly love him. He will wait and hide in that darkness until he is sure that the reason for which you began this relationship in the first place is because of love, not because of what you stand to gain. It is so that you can keep him forever. It doesn't matter what you will lose. It doesn't matter the edifice that you have built in your comfort zone. He will wait until you step out of that comfort zone before he shows up again. This is a message for someone. Will you step out of that comfort zone? Will you journey in the dark to seek the one that your soul is in love with? It is when you step out of that comfort zone that you can find him. And no one can help you on this kind of journey. The watchman never responded, not because they didn't know, But how then will you be able to value the relationship if you do not pay a price? For them to become watchmen, it is because they had paid a price. And the reason for their silence is so that you also can step into a reality of life that will deepen your walk with God, that will take you to a place where you have never been before, to that place where his love is flowing deeper than the sea. He's calling you and I to step out of our comfort zone and search him out. And indeed, he can be found, and he will be found if we truly set out on that journey to seek him out. And I pray the Lord will open our hearts to understand so that we may take that journey now before it's too late. In the mighty name of Jesus. I don't know what we want to tell the Lord, but we need to pray in the next 25 minutes. Can we spend it searching for him, asking him where he is, that we want to see him. We want him to hold our hands and take us on a journey. We want to keep him and cherish him forever. Even if it means to lose the whole world and have him, we are willing to walk with him. Because in him, there will be no need for the whole world again. But we need to take that step. Can we begin to pray as we unmute?